Welcome back, everyone. You've made it. You started a Google Sheet from scratch and learned all the ins and outs of formatting. You learned how to insert everything from images to drawings to links. You learned how to organize everything, work with it, graph it, and now it's time to finalize your Google Sheet and share it. So we're going to cover sharing and collaborating in two parts. So let's get started here with part 1. We're back in our recipe book, and it's either complete or nearly complete. It is a recipe book, so it's probably always evolving. Either way, you're in a place where you've created a Google Sheet and you're ready to share it with someone or a group of people. You may be giving them edit access or view only access. Maybe you're sharing the link or posting it to a website. There are so many options, so let's click share in the top right corner. Now in this first box, you can type in a person's name or email address. If they are in your contacts or you have shared something with them before, they will appear in the list as you type. You can add multiple people here. You can also type in a Google group here if you have one of those, for example, ABC High School Teachers. If you leave the Notify People button checked, they will get an email. You can write a nice little message here if you wish. And then stop. Yes, I said stop. Don't click send. The biggest mistake people make is going too fast and not noticing the settings that they have here before clicking send. So check out the top right. Select how this file will be shared from the drop-down button. By default, it's going to say editor, but you can switch that to viewer or commenter. Always think about that before you give someone access to your hard work. Also, click on the settings wheel to see more settings. There may be times when you want these additional settings on or off. Okay, now you can press send. Alright, so now you've shared your recipe book with someone. I can come back to share and we will see a list of people that the document has been shared with. I'm the owner of my own document. There can only be one owner. I can actually come through here and change individual access levels if I need to. I can even make someone else the owner, which will remove me as the owner and reduce me to edit access. So come back here when you need to and make any necessary changes. Let's go back. If you're not sending it directly to people and you just need the link, check out this bottom section. You can click change to anyone with the link and look at what happens. Any with the link, stop, can view. Do you want that? Change it as needed and then copy the link. So turn it back to restricted as needed, so that will return it back to only you and whoever you've given access. One little side note, if you are under a domain, so for example, a school account, a business account with Google Enterprise, you'll see an added section here to share with your domain. That basically means anyone inside of your domain. So let's say anyone with a university email can view, can edit, can comment, whatever you selected. So levels of sharing go from private, which is you plus people you've selected, you plus anyone in your domain, and the highest level would be you plus anyone on the internet with the link. Make sure you're aware of these settings before you copy this link and post it anywhere on the internet. So make sure you've copied your link, and let's get back out of here. Now for a little pro tip. Take that link that you just copied, I'm going to use mine, and paste that link into a cell over here just so that you can see it. All Google documents have a URL structured like this. Google Sheets will say Spreadsheets right here. Next is the ID for this one single document, and then we have a / with the word edit. So if I gave someone this link, it would bring them to the same view that I have right now. And if they have edit access, they will actually be able to edit it, and if they don't have edit access, they will only get to view it. I can actually take this word edit off and replace it with the word copy. And now I'm going to paste this link into an internet browser and watch what happens. This is called force copy. So I am giving someone my document that they can make a copy of, but they don't get to edit my original document, which is pretty awesome, right? Okay everyone, so you've shared your Google Sheet with someone or more than one person, and they have edit access. Now there are a few things you want to look at before they actually come in here and start editing. First is notification rules, which you may be familiar with from using other Google tools. It's up here under Tools, and then you can click Notification Rules with this window that opens up. You can receive emails when changes are made or when someone submits a response on a Google form, which is recorded in Google Sheets. You can then decide to be notified daily or immediately. If you're worried about getting too many emails, just set up a filter in Gmail. These notification rules are especially helpful when you're the owner of a Google Sheet that several other people are editing. So make your choices here and click Save. Next thing, let's go to any single cell and right-click and then select Show Edit History. When this sheet has been shared with others and they have edit access, if you ever have a question or wonder who changed something and when, you can check this way. It's much easier than using version history that we've looked at before. So there are several more things for us to keep in mind now that we have given others edit access, like locking the A1 cell where we put our query function. We don't want anyone messing that up, right? So meet me over in the next module for part 2 of sharing and collaboration, and we're going to cover protecting our sheets, our ranges and cells, as well as how to add comments and action items. So see you there. Welcome back everyone. We are in part 2 of sharing and collaborating in Google Sheets. So let's pick up where we left off. So you shared your Google Sheet with your team and they now have edit access. You have certain functions in place, for example, that you don't want anyone to mess up. Or maybe you have some tabs that you want them to edit and others you want them to view only. For example, maybe you want to share the recipe book with your family members so that they can add recipes, and you may not want them to accidentally mess up these tabs that have the query function set. So let's protect those areas. First, let's go to this Entrees tab and our A1 cell that has our query. I can right-click, go to More Cell Actions, and then Protect Range. The sidebar opens. Notice that the range is listed in the box. I can give it a description. So personally, I suggest being descriptive, such as saying Entree Query in A1 Locked. I use the word locked to indicate that it's only me who has access, and if it's me and one other person, I may write with Susie. It tells me everything I know in the title, and then I can click Set Permissions. Now, this window opens. You can either just show a warning if someone edits the range, or restrict it altogether. You can restrict to only you, or you can customize it. So you'll see who has edit access below, and you can select who can edit. If you need to, you can add additional people here if you haven't already shared the Google Sheet with them. And then click Done. You'll see your protected sheets and ranges listed here, and you can change the settings or delete them altogether. So we locked the single cell, but we could have selected multiple cells. You can do the same for a whole sheet. Down at the bottom, you can right-click on the tab and select Protect Sheet. As an alternative, if you already have this Protected Sheets and Range sidebar open, you can select Add a Sheet or Range, and then click on Sheet and select the sheet that you want to protect. What I love about this part is I can select Accept Certain Cells. That means I can give my whole family access to the recipe book, but only allow them to edit the blank rows so that they can add more, without messing up the ones that I've already added. That is really nice when working on a team of more than 2 to 3 people and they are interacting with a single Google Sheet. Give people access to only what they need. I promise they will appreciate it. Just like the warnings and rejections with data validation that we looked at, people appreciate knowing exactly what to do and having that reassurance that they're doing the right thing. So remember, take a few extra minutes to come in here and utilize protected sheets and ranges, especially when you're using a Google Sheet with more than 2 to 3 people. Now that everything is safe and protected, let's look at comments and action items. Now we covered comments in depth in a previous module, but let's take a brief look again, but this time focusing on our new collaborators that we have. Now there are multiple ways to add a comment. I'm going to use the right-click option here. Now if several teammates have access to a spreadsheet, I can use the @ and type their email address. I can tag them specifically on this one cell and write a message. Remember how we talked about comments being action items, whereas notes are informative? Now that we've shared this Google Sheet with someone, we can actually assign this comment to them. So in this case, for my recipe book, let me assign this to my spouse and say, hey, can you fill out this recipe for me, please? So I may have been the one to write the comment, but the action of completing this is assigned to him. So he can complete it, and then when he's ready, he can check it off. Remember, down at the bottom, the tab does indicate how many comments are on the sheet. We can also click to reveal all their locations, so think about the collaboration and teamwork that this really helps provide us with. Okay everyone, that's everything you need to know about sharing and collaborating with Google Sheets. Next up, we're going to look at downloading, publishing, or printing, which would be our final ways of sharing a completed Google Sheet. So when you're ready, meet me over in the next module. Welcome back everyone. This is it. You're done and you're ready to move on to your next great Google Sheets project. So your final steps are to download, print, or publish. So let's take a look at each of these options. Here we are in our amazing recipe book. If you want to download it, you can come up here to the top and click File and then Download. You can download this as an Excel file, but like many conversions between Google and Microsoft, formatting and some features may be lost, so keep that in mind. You also have all of these other options. So for many people, PDF is a go-to option. You may want your final work in a PDF for printing, or you just want it as backup, or to be placed in a portfolio or archive of some sort. Speaking of print, you have a print icon on the toolbar, or you can go to File and Print. This window may vary widely based on your device and the printers you have connected. In general, you can select what to print, such as the whole workbook or a specific spreadsheet, and then under that selection are your individual tabs or sheets that you've made. For example, remember with queries, they are great for turning everything into just text and great for printing. So if I select the entree sheet and then check out the preview, it does in fact look really nice for printing. So from here you can also set your settings such as paper size, orientation, scale, and margins. Again, options can vary here based on your device. There's one more thing you may want to do with your sheet. Publish. If you go to File and then Share, you'll see the option to publish to the web. This is a feature across other Google tools, so you may be familiar with this already. This window opens. You can get a published link or an embed code, for example, for posting on a website or putting inside some sort of learning management system or a software program that allows for HTML editing. You can pick certain tabs or the entire spreadsheet. And down at the bottom, you can select to automatically republish when changes are made. If you do turn this off, you will need to use this section to select a tab to publish when you're ready to publish after changes have been made. Okay everyone, that covers downloading, printing, and publishing of your final Google Sheet. Great job! Hi Hi everyone, we are here in exercise 6. Notice this time we don't have anything here except for directions. That's because you've spent all of this time building up a recipe book, so exercise 6 is your recipe book. You've completed it, so now it's time for you to share it with at least one person, such as a family member or friend. So make sure to go in and protect any sheets or ranges, such as where the query function is, and then add a comment and tag someone. Bonus points for making it an action item and assigning it to them. And also, turn on your notification settings. And if you want to, print, download, or publish. So go take some time working through these steps and pause the video. When you're done, you can click play to watch the solution. Have fun! Hi everyone! First, let's go to share in the top right corner and share with someone by adding in their name or their email address. Make sure to set the permission level that you want and then click send. Now let's make sure everything is protected. I'm going to go and protect these directions by highlighting it. I'm going to right click, more cell actions, and then protect range. I'm going to give it a description or title here, and then set my permissions to only me. And there we go. Now I'm going to comment and tag someone. I'm going to make it an action item and assign it to them. Fantastic. Now I'm going to turn on my notification settings by going up here to Tools, and there we go. And then last thing I'm going to do is print this page of my sheet by clicking the print icon on the toolbar. Set my settings and my preferences, and there we go. So, how did you do? I am sure you did great, and I'm sure the people that you've shared your recipe book with are very, very, very impressed, and maybe just a little bit jealous. You've done such a great job. Congratulations. Hi everyone, you have made it! Congratulations on making it through all of the modules and the exercises. What a journey it has been. Take a moment to think back to where you started and where you are today with all of the Google Sheets skills under your belt. Not only that, you have a completed functional recipe book that you can feel proud of, and it's proof that you know the basics of Google Sheets and the endless possibilities that it has. In this course, you learned how to build a Google Sheet from scratch, grouping columns and rows, picking a theme, and all of the fantastic formatting tools along the toolbar, in the top menu, or with a quick right click. Not to mention all those wonderful shortcuts you've learned. You also now know how to insert all the things, right? Links, images, checkboxes, notes, and comments. Don't forget about all those drawings and our top secret way to add videos to Google Sheets. Once you had your recipe book built, you learned how to organize it with data cleanup and conditional formatting, as well as add extra functionality with data validation. Remember when you worked with your sheet? Filters, formulas, and functions, oh my! Yeah, and the extra special query function. Those were some head-scratching modules, but so very worth it, right? And you probably enjoyed the break we had afterwards with graphs and charts. And the final section, you brought it all together with sharing, collaborating, downloading, printing, and publishing. Can you believe it? You did such an amazing job. Once again, my name is Heather Matisse. I'm so happy to have been your instructor. Thank you for being on this journey with me, and I wish you the best as you transform the space around you, one Google Sheet at a time. You're now a Google Sheets Basics graduate, so go celebrate. Congratulations.